this was our goal, and we all knew that that's what we wanted to do, and it was right there for us to do it.
Speaking with Matt Nordhagen from the 2005 football team, 2005-2006 school year. Matt, you and I were just reminiscing before we started. It was a heck of a year. It's one of those that there are lots of fond memories. There are certainly some disappointments as well. What do you remember most about that season?
You know, I remember the most just the friends and the camaraderie of the teammates that I had. Obviously, we had a phenomenal football season. We had a phenomenal hockey season. Just having to be able to share that with, the 10 to 15 guys that played across both sports like I did. Just being able to tell those high school stories, right? We all like to tell the high school glory day stories, and I have two phenomenal ones. The first team to ever go to state in football, and then, following up with like the 40 years time frame for the hockey team. That high school stories that still gives me chills when I think about
that particular year, and I've done almost 7,000 games.
Yeah.
That particular year has a lot of memories. Is there a game that stands out or a sequence that stands out to you?
Honestly, just being with the team, being with the guys on the bus, just having that fun times. And then if I think to a game, just having that moment where, me, Michael, and Alex were running down that field, coming to collect that trophy to say that, hey, we were the section champions and we're making our way to state for the first time ever.
It's a nice feeling to know that and get that thing in your hands and turn around and show it to the fans and everything that goes along with that. And you had a pretty big group of seniors. It wasn't a small senior class.
Again, growing up in Thief River, we grew up as, elementary school students together. We were middle school. We kind of did it all together. And it was not one of us, right? It was everybody that kind of built that core. Michael Forney, who's been a hockey teammate of mine forever. Alex Carlson played baseball with me when I was 5 years old, right? We had that core group of guys that just, this is what we did. And as we grew up, we developed kind of that winning culture. As young athletes, we made it to some state tournaments as well. And it just was that culture that we wanted to say, hey, this is our time. Let's make the most of it. And thankfully, it was fortunate enough that it turned out in our way.
I remember in my own mind from those days, the fan following. Mm-hmm. And not just the student buses and things like that, but the parents and the grandparents and the next door neighbors. And that's something that you don't always get. Yeah.
There's been a lot of people before us, right, that have been through the heartbreak, that have never really been able to cross that line. And it wasn't just us that was doing it. It was our community. It was Thief River Falls finally making it over that hurdle. And it was just being able to be a part of it, let alone, part of the catalyst, being on that team. Again, it's that high school memory I go back to. I have the best high school stories I get to tell all my new friends.
He didn't know I was going to do this, but let's talk a little bit about Coach Mumm and the coaching staff, since Coach Mumm's getting inducted this year too.
Yep. Yeah, I since I kind of got the announcement about that, I've been thinking a little bit about it. And the saying that Coach Mumm would always instill with us, and how we'd always break down practice at the end of every one, was lead, follow, or get the heck out of the way. And it's just such good life advice when you really think about your role in what we're doing as society. Are you leading? Are you following? Are you the distraction, right? Get out of the way if you're the problem.
And you guys didn't have a lot of those distractions that year.
No, we did.
You had a pretty good group that led.
Yeah, it was, hey, you're either on the same page or you're not going to be a part of it. It was just that this was our goal, and we all knew that that's what we wanted to do. And it was right there for us to do it. And maybe this wasn't Coach Mumm, but I almost feel like I could hear him saying it. But it's, the whole character is what you do when no one's watching. He really implemented that. I feel like it was, it's about playing good football. Sure, that was part of it. But Coach Mumm is all about being a good human being. And there's not a better model, I think, out there to say, if you're not doing the right thing, if you're not working hard at something, what are you even doing it for? I've taken that in my life and trying to impose it on my kids a little bit now, too, of just if you're not going to work at it, what's the point of even doing it?
Last question. If you had something to pass on to the Prowlers of today, in many cases don't know you at all, what would you say to those that are in the audience tonight at this induction?
I would say there's not a higher honor of being a Prowler. When I think back to all the sports and all of that I've been through, all of the teams I've played on, it always comes back to being a Prowler. And just the experiences, again, that I've had really have shaped me. No matter what you're doing, that current team, if you're not going to put the effort in, get out of the way. Let the other guys that are going to put that effort in lead and follow. Again, it's all about that effort. If you can't put it in there, get out of the way.
Matt, thanks a lot, and congratulations on the induction for the entire team. Good luck going forward.
Wayne, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.